Hi Tarot friends, this is Ultraviolet Morgan and I have a tarot confession. So my confession starts that I decided I wanted to learn the Thoth tarot, or Thoth, or however you want to say it. And I wanted to learn it specifically because it was difficult. Because I like really academic things, really esoteric things, and I like challenging myself, and I enjoy doing things that are difficult. However, I am now up to the Devil card. Well, actually, I'm not even up to the Devil card yet. I am reading the Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot by Milo Duquette, which I've been told is the only book you need. I've heard that so many times. But I've also seen some people disagree, and what's the word I'm looking for? Recommend other books that sound, really quite good for the study. And I am actually up to working on the Death card and the Art card, which sort of go together according to this book. So I'm looking at them both together, and I'm filming one-handed like a fool. So anyway, I've been... Just a minute, honey. So I've been working through this book, and the beginning information is gold. And then when you get into the cards, and you are learning all of these, what you'll learn with each card is a lot of esoteric concepts, a lot of Crowley's more like spiritual concepts, things that have to do with the Kabbalah, or how he thinks the world was created, or whatever. Things that are very interesting. They're very heavy. There's a lot, in my opinion, to absorb in one. I'll do a card, and then I'll just kind of pause and just feel like I need to let it all sink in a little bit before I move on to another card. And then sometimes it's just... Sometimes I get frustrated with different aspects of it. Some of the beliefs to me feel really outdated and just don't match up with the things that I believe. Very sort of androcentric view of the universe, even when it thinks it's not being so, I suppose. And just some other things, whatever. But anyway, I mean, I'm plugging away. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to learn this deck. I just feel like this book is teaching me a lot of things, but not necessarily... It's teaching about these cards and the messages in these cards, but not really necessarily. I don't feel like... Oh, man. It's just a different path, for sure. And, I'm like, okay, I know some things. My mind is cracking open left and right. I just feel like it's, as far as reading tarot goes, I don't know. I mean, I suppose all your knowledge, of course, informs your reading, but it's very indirect as far as that goes, I suppose, is what I want to say. But I am working away at it. But due to basically really starting to get into the Thoth, it's made me think, okay, they talk about alchemy, they talk about Kabbalah, and then a few other things, but I need to learn a little bit more on those topics specifically. So I finally decided to order A Beginner's Guide to Alchemy by Sarah Durn. And so alchemy is a topic that I have not a lot of information on. I know some things, but I don't know how it goes together. I don't understand exactly how it works as a whole, kind of thing. So this is definitely a beginner's book, and if it were a book about tarot or a topic that I knew a lot on, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't appreciate it. Maybe I'd think it was fluff, but I don't feel like this is fluff. I feel like this is a really good beginner guide. So in the end, this may be something of a book review, although I haven't finished it all the way, so I guess it's not that either. I had tea earlier and it helped for a while, and it's like when you feel better, you don't notice it until it starts to feel not better again. So one thing I'm not sure if I like, if I can get this to there, is that it will sort of interject pages. Okay, so here you're reading about different types of alchemy, different facets of alchemy, da da da. Well, behold, here alchemy applied. So here's this how to make your own edible lavender tincture. They're basically like sidebars, but they're just in the middle of the book. So this continues. Instead of being like at the end of a section or anything, they're just stuffed in the middle. Continues on with this sort of interruption. Which, I mean, I don't know. I can't read it that way. So I'm not sure how I feel about it being that way. Overall, it's not the worst, but I don't know. If anyone has this book, if they have any opinion on that specific part of it. Because I have to read through and then I have to look back and go, what did I miss? And I missed like 3-4 things within the long chapter explaining whatever. And like, here's a meditation. And here's some other applied alchemy. So there are exercises and things that you can do right along. And it's really, I mean, it's cool. I'm just not sure how I feel about the layout, the way that it is. And I just thought, again, for me, I'm pretty new to alchemy. And like, I know what alchemy is. I've heard of it. But I don't really know how it is as far as a metaphysical study. I basically now know that what I knew about alchemy was mostly physical alchemy. So I decided I've got to take notes. So I did take some notes on the first section, which is all that I've read. Some of the things I have so far: alchemists believe that our great work of life is to better ourselves and the world around us, which immediately made me say, this is definitely for me. It's definitely the thing I need to study right now. And so alchemy is the art of transformation, and the goal is transformation for the better into the highest, purest form, finding the essence of things. Okay, again, this is right up my alley. Alchemy and chemistry, from the Egyptian word chem, K-H-E-M. Didn't go into that a whole lot, I don't think. Earliest books on alchemy appeared around 2,000 years ago in Egypt, China, Mesopotamia, and India, and were housed in the Library of Alexandria, which helped influence much of the world, because all around the world people went to this famous Library of Alexandria to study. And I believe, if I'm remembering my history right, that a lot of the works at that library were destroyed, which is, we know, was a loss of huge amounts of information. So then by 1595, physical alchemy, so this is experiment-based, and this is dealing with chemicals and so on, had started to separate into chemistry. And then by the 18th century, chemistry supplanted alchemy, and the rest of alchemy got kind of pushed off as pseudoscience and just sort of disrespected. Like, chemistry sort of disrespected the roots of of where it came from, basically, in my opinion. So then Carl Jung, he brought everything back up in the 20th century, the metaphysical aspects and the mental aspects, when he started to study it and write books about it. There's the snake that eats his own tail. I'm looking at my notes, and then I'm just like showing you the cover of the book. That's so boring, so I flip through a little bit. Chinese alchemists invented gunpowder. Alchemical transformations are called transmutations. Alchemists call the universe one mind. Exoteric alchemy is the physical, and esoteric is about enlightenment, and it's the spiritual aspect. And probably the mental aspect, I would assume. Refining the baser parts of yourself, fears, doubts, and self-hatred to reveal your truest, enlightened, breaking down your salts. Yes. So I don't think I've read about this, but this is one of the exercises. I haven't read the exercise, but I've read about the concept in here. So refining the basic parts of yourself, your fears, your doubts, self-hatred, to reveal your truest, enlightened self. And this does involve your salts, are kind of those hardened things that block you, the negative things. So then Thoth, being the Egyptian god with the head of an ibis, and I'm never sure if I said that right, he gave the gift of knowledge to the Egyptians, and the scribes were highly, I remember reading about that a long time ago in college, or in high school or college, I don't know. The scribes were like some of the highest, they were very high social position. Yeah, so and then he became the god of wisdom and sorcery. He wrote the Emerald Tablet, supposedly he's the author of the Emerald Tablet, which inspired people like Isaac Newton and Robert Bacon. The Greeks decided to connect him with Hermes, the messenger god, and then called him Hermes Trismegistus, who I have been hearing about, but I did not know that he was Thoth. So that medieval alchemists called him Hermes Trismegistus, which I'm probably saying all wrong. So this is all parts that I haven't even gotten to, but there's images and stuff. Physical alchemy is refining any material to its purest state. Okay, so and this is where the Philosopher's Stone comes in, and we have people like 200 CE, Mary the Jewess, Maria Prophetessa. And then there was the invention of the Tribeccus. So that's some stuff I probably gotta look into a little more. And then Lawrence Principe is a modern academic alchemist. So that's kind of interesting. And then there's the International Alchemy Guild, was started in 1988, just kind of recent-ish. And then, I don't know, interesting. Why I find that interesting. I don't even know why I find it interesting. Oops, sorry guys. Man, yeah. Here I've been giving you guys such good videos, and now I just give you this one that's a mess. So then spiritual alchemy is transformation of the spirit and the soul. Spirit is the red king, constantly striving towards betterment. Soul is the white queen, seeking contentment in the moment. Union of the red queen and the white queen. Red king and the white queen is the sacred marriage. When I read about the red king and the white queen, I right away thought about Alice in Wonderland, which I guess is related to alchemy, I think. So that's kind of interesting. Oh, there's a really interesting, great picture. So yeah, I got a couple of pages of notes, and then the 7 stages of alchemy. So the calcination stage, the dissolution, separation, conjunction, fermentation, distillation, and coagulation. So obviously I got a lot more to learn about that, but so that's what I got out of chapter 1 of the book. And here's some more of the random pages. I think for a beginner's book, it's right where I need it to be. I don't feel underwhelmed or overwhelmed by it. I feel like it's just right so far. That's beautiful. I don't know what most of this means yet, but so yeah, I do feel like I'm gonna have a ton of knowledge when I get through with this one book, and probably gonna be wanting to read a whole lot more on it. I was gonna say, I think that's Jacob wrestling with the angel. There it says Jacob wrestling with the angel. So that is the book, and that's what I'll be doing, and that's what I think of it. I think it's pretty good so far, what I've seen. If anyone has read it, let me know what you think. And till next time, be well, and thank you for joining me.